Okay, let's talk about the economy. The economy is like a real bummer, right? I mean, we're talking about a real global economic situation here. Have you had to fill your gas tank at all this year? 40-year high inflation, uh, trade constraints, supply shortages, deficits, big words. Pretty sure the White House came out last week and said we could expect food supply shortages in the coming months. So, what the hell do we do? Let's check it out. So, how do you stay optimistic in times like these? One thing I think is essential is to start paving a path for your future. You want a smoother journey to where you're going. Um, see past tomorrow, next week, next month. Look further into your future. Open up your time horizon. You probably hear this all the time in investing, and it's because it's great advice. Um, Now, if you've paved your path, that doesn't mean there won't be bumps, along the way. But I think the idea is if you're setting a course in advance, you're going to have the time and energy at that time to focus on any unforeseen circumstances. So basically, I'm saying get prepared. I sound like a prepper, and to some degree, I am. I mean, you guys have probably seen what goes on in the background here, but I don't have a bunker in the backyard. Though I think they're awesome, it's not in the cards for me. I'm talking about real basic things you can do to kind of get your house in order. Some real simple preparations. Get a little extra food in your house. I think it's not crazy to do that. In fact, in where I live with the adverse climate we have, it's not all that uncommon out here, but I've lived out west in San Diego and stuff like that, and you're seen as a bit of a lunatic if you have an extra month of food. But what happens when you can't go to the grocery store and get what you need, when these supply constraints do actually catch up um, and hamper your ability to order stuff or get it just in time? I think it's always wise to have at least a month's food put away in the pantry. Get stuff that you enjoy eating, because probably one day you're going to have to eat it, whether you need it in preparations or not. It may come up on expiring, and then you have to rotate your stuff out. So just get good things you like, and stuff that keeps for a while. And I think that's a great idea. I can even say that is investment advice. Invest in a little bit of extra food to keep in your house. Also, a little bit of water, especially in areas where fresh water is not as readily available, or at least some form of water filtration. It's super cheap. You can get them on Amazon. You can get even the simplest thing that'll attach to a water bottle, or you can put a little dirty water in it and it'll filter it out. I prefer something a little bit more with a little more guarantee than that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, just simple stuff. Get your food, food and water and the essentials in order. Now, let's talk about getting your finances in order. I look at everything as an investment, and I'm not just talking about wealth. You can invest in knowledge. You can invest your time in something. You can invest in your work and yourself as far as your health and things of that nature. And if you have knowledge, you can share it as a way to invest in your community, or even just helping other people and stuff like that. That's kind of the idea of this channel. All right, we got food, water, yourself. Those are good investments. Let's start talking about cryptocurrency, which I think is the ultimate future proof. And I think Bitcoin is actually ideal when it comes to that. As a miner, I do have other altcoins and things like that are speculative plays, but they're more of a short-term trade, basically, that I'm looking to swing trade into Bitcoin anyways, ultimately. And I like Ethereum, or I liked it a lot better. We'll have to see how things go with the merge and things like that, but I don't like the idea of our friends, the VCs, getting control over monetary policy and enriching themselves. There are miners out there. You probably understand why I feel that way about what Ethereum's doing, and I'm just a big believer in proof of work. I have more respect for the projects that are proof of work. So let's focus on Bitcoin. I don't see, especially that asset class, as a get rich quick scheme. I definitely look at it as an investment, and I'm not great at timing the market. I don't think anybody is. People have tried throughout history. It's just not a great idea. So um, a good portion of what I mine gets stored immediately in Bitcoin, and it gets stored properly, which is also extremely important. Um, but if you're storing money, and you're obviously going to have to cover expenses and things like that. I try to use my capital that I make at work still to cover my electricity, so that essentially I'm trading um, currency that's losing value for something that I think is going to only gain value in the long run, especially if we're looking 5-10 years out. I don't need the price to go up, because I'm not looking to sell my future, is essentially what I'm trying to say. And the market's trading it as a risk asset, and that's to our advantage. Um, I think FUD is awesome, because it extends this amazing opportunity and pushes the price lower. So I'm all about jumping on that opportunity. You mean that I have to pay less for that hard asset? So yeah, I'm cool with it. Especially as the dollar is being debased and losing its purchasing power. I think it's only all that more advantageous to us in the crypto space if we're trying to net more coin, that the price stays low. I celebrate FUD, basically, future proofing my money against government confiscation, basically any other hostile action, and I'm putting it into a currency on the most secure network to ever exist, in the best performing asset of our lifetimes, I think, of all time. Definitely the best performing asset of the last 10 years, by a factor of 10, more than securities, properties, or anything like that. So, and I don't see that going away. I think as the adoption curve goes up, supply starts to dwindle, demand goes up, price goes up. I'm enjoying the times we're in. I would have enjoyed it a lot more many years back, and I think we'll be saying the same thing about today. So I don't want to look back and see a trail of regret. I want to pave the path forward. Okay, so let's go on to definitely store your crypto in a responsible way. I probably don't need to go into that. I'm sure you've done the work on that. Keep your seed phrase safe and protected. I'm holding my Bitcoin potentially forever, and the reason why is because if I do need fiat somewhere along the way, and I can't make it happen with my job or a loan or something like that, I'll just take a loan against my Bitcoin. And the idea, for one, is I won't have to pay taxes on it, which is a bummer. And two, I get to keep my collateral. So instead of selling it and having to buy it back later at a higher price than I initially paid for it, which is the case right now, or mined it or what have you, I get to keep my collateral, which likely appreciated as the loan matured over that span of time. And to me, there is no amount of fiat that is worth trading my Bitcoin for, especially not back. I'm trying to do the opposite. I'm trying to move my fiat into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin specifically. So what I say is, don't believe me. Do your own research. If you're like me, though, and the vision that the cypherpunks had for the future of money, monetary policy, if you read the white paper and got goosebumps, you're probably my people. So I say, let's get some before the market realizes what we have known all along, and this amazing opportunity to buy or mine at these prices becomes a distant regret. Because from where I stand, my future is not for sale. So that's it. I say, mine on, keep your cool, stay undead. All right, later.